I have to move this.
I want to speak too. You guys have to share this one.
Yeah,
we're sharing these one.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. We're sharing. Sharing is sharing. Why not?
So the lavalier go here.
I know. Yeah, we know.
Oh, you know what? Yep.
Well,
Why are you messing with them?
I mean, you showed me your whiskey last year, and then I got drunk. See, you do share.
Oh yeah, that was great. I did give you that whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna, all right. I think we're gonna spread these apart, so we're gonna. All right. I forgot.
It probably is.
I forgot about the EMF protection on it. Damn it.
How could you? All right. We're ready to go?
So I think we have to talk fairly close to the mic. So this is kind of new for me, so sorry.
Can anybody hear me from here?
I can hear you from here.
The people in the back, and you guys
hear me in the back? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So we'll just speak loudly. These will pick us up and project the rest, whatever.
So let's be honest here, we did not expect a lot of people to show, so thank you for everybody for showing here tonight. I appreciate it. And so do these
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate that.
True.
That is true. By the way, we had to rush here. We did.
Yeah, they told me to get here at a certain time. I got here,
Yeah,
and then they didn't.
we couldn't. Oh no,
yeah.
Trouble's here.
Oh no, not him. Damn it.
Terrible.
Hey, Andrea.
There you go ahead and squat down.
By the way, giving a shout out to Andreas. He was also one of our guests on our shows.
Yeah.
One of our drag queens.
Oh, you have the matching code that goes with your avatar. That's so cool, based on real life. I knew, but it's like it's fun to see in real life now, not just only on your avatar. So that's nice. I like it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, why didn't you bring your head?
Because I woke up from a nap with.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, that's fair. What?
I woke up.
Okay, so we start.
Oh, okay, yeah. You want to get started? So again, thank you for coming tonight. We again appreciate it. My name is FictionBoi.
I'm Stream ArcaDad.
And I'm Whiplash Wolf.
And welcome.
I was able to say Wolf.
And welcome to Top Dogs Live. And this is actually better than virtual reality. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, I can get tossed.
I mean, that's fair. I thought this that many times.
You can't track me anymore. I can say what I want.
I should have never put that player pickup thing, but it turned out being really fun though in the end.
It got us a lot.
It got used against me a few times.
It got us a lot of views on TikTok. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I was the person that was taking care of the world building. I thought it would be fun to put the player pickup, but at first I only set it so only me could use it. And then Fiction was like, dude, you got to give us power as well. I'm like, okay, fine, but don't overuse it. And that's what happens. So here we are.
But it turned out to be great because it got us a lot of views on TikTok and even our YouTube shorts.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty good.
Another thing you can do, unless you can, but it's up to you, you confetti.
Oh, yeah, I don't. I'm sure you don't give me ideas.
That video did well, too.
Look, I made this one thing at a time, all right? I'll make the confetti thing like for next con next year.
Just put some whipped cream in there and just go around shooting people.
No, I'll use more confetti. No. I'm going to get kicked out of here. We also have KitKlawson, our community manager.
Hi, everyone. You'll see him usually hanging out with us on Saturdays to do community events, like on VRchat. So if you guys ever want to hang out with us on VRchat on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you guys are more than welcome to. We have different variety of activities, whether it's gaming, clubbing, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I try to mix it up so it doesn't get stale, but we usually have a blast.
Our favorite game is usually to play Steel and Gold. He enjoys that. You get mad at that.
Get mad? It's like Call of Duty. Yeah, I get mad.
Dude, I just use the whip all the time, and it annoys the hell out of people every time I use it. I'm a real jerk with it.
We learned quickly that we can't play Infested with Stream because he wins every time.
Yes. Stream is just...
But I'm a big target, though. I should be easy to find and hit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, maybe that's why you get them so quickly. It's because they just come after you and you immediately destroy them.
Yeah, well...
Oh, this is a Top Dogs...
What?
This is Top Dogs Podcast.
Oh, crap.
No problem.
You're fine.
You read it over the word and just coming in. Stop dogs.
All right, so for this panel, we wanted to discuss all the things that went into making the podcast and how it's actually produced in VRchat. So I want to introduce the first question here. what inspired you three to create the Furry Podcast in VRchat?
Well, everybody has a different perspective, so I brought this idea up to our operations manager, which is Koltyn. I know you don't want me to point you out.
You do amazing work, Koltyn. Thank you so much.
I presented him with this idea. It's like, we should make a Top Dog podcast. What gave us inspiration was, if you guys heard of him, I'm pretty sure you have. Has anybody ever heard of Good Mythical Morning? Woo. Yes. Those guys inspired this podcast, and they pretty much gave us that that we needed.
What? I don't know. What do you want me to say?
What was your, like I told you, you have a different
Well,
perspective.
so what happened for me is, actually I was invited after Conrad left. So I thought the idea was really cool. It was already in place, but I really liked the concept because I thought it was kind of unique and different. There are a lot of podcasts out there, but podcasts about the furry community are pretty rare. There's maybe 1 or 2 or 3 maybe that I don't know. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I like the concept of being in our avatar. What's cool is that we can be all over the world and still be able to gather in one room and discuss a subject. And one of the things I was really interested about is, me personally, I love helping out people. I love sharing my life experiences, figuring out stuff. A lot of my experience I've gained is because of my wonderful husband, Boom Boom, which is right there on the corner right there. He helped me understand and figure out a lot of stuff. And when I see people that are struggling and they're having certain issues that I feel I can relate, I will try to help as much as I can, but I cannot help everybody individually. So being on the podcast, I'm able to give advice more at large and try to reach out as many people as possible. So that really compelled me to join the team because of that. And, I like to be goofy, so that's always fun.
Me? I mean, you invited me to the podcast.
Yeah,
too.
I did.
I had to make sure they were all tops.
All tops, yeah, true. All tops. Everyone else will say I'm not a top, but, you haven't seen it.
Well, but it's just the way your character model looks.
Yeah, just because it's the regulars doesn't mean anything.
No, doesn't mean. Don't judge a book by its cover.
It's because they haven't been proven wrong yet.
But to be fair, though, I do wear, which if you guys come to the Saturday one, I'll probably be wearing my partial, which everyone will think I'm a bottom at that point.
Well, you're bringing that up on yourself.
But
bro.
hey, I make it work, all right?
Yeah,
You do make it work.
Yeah, that is
Very true.
Your shirt doesn't help.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it does not. No, neither does the arm or leg warmers. But hey, or the girdles, excuse me. But yes.
It
Whatever makes
also,
you happy.
it also doesn't help when you said you like to do math when Stream was complimenting.
Yes,
on,
yes.
Complimenting.
Complimenting on the avatar that I got, which is the Wolfman. If anybody knows.
Oh
the
man,
Wolfman.
it's hot. It's honestly very hot.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
and I thought
Good choice.
Yeah, I thought that matched my personality. So I was I was going to go with that.
Most definitely.
And then you made a joke about math, if I remember correctly.
I wanted to play a certain math game. Guess 2 numbers I wanted to put together.
And then he says, I like to do math. At the end of it, that just didn't help your case.
Well, but math? Math or meth? Which one?
Math.
What we're not supposed to talk about.
Math. M-A-T-H.
Alright, look,
Alright,
the thing
sure.
is, we all may be himbos, but I'm the dumber one here.
I got my dumb moments.
Oh, yeah.
I immensely
Ask my husband, like, why did you do that? I don't know.
And if you ask my friends, I've said some quotes. I have said some quotes that could be written down and laughed at for years to come. Not anything like just the way I've said things. One time I said the water is windy.
Oh my god.
Does that make
The
sense?
water
to you? Yes,
is windy.
The water. Yes,
I
the
really
water
wanna
is
make-
windy.
you know when I brought up, like,
water.
Whiplash bath water sticker. I really want to do it for real.
Oh, the way
As a
bathwater
joke.
sticker.
Good idea to have a water sticker for a Whiplash. That should be an inside joke now. It's
Game of
also the
bathwater.
thing when Stream, you were reaching to touch my face and you fell.
Oh my god. So what happened there, the reason why I fell off is I have this zero gravity chair that allows me to tilt back. But the bottoms of the legs are not straight, they're curved. So when I leaned over to try to grab him, I overshot the range of I thought I was acceptable. And it's just like, oh, fuck. And I just fell down. But I have foam tiles on my garage where I play VR. So it was fine. I didn't hurt anything. I didn't break anything. Vive headset are truly tanks. I can vouch for those. Not the best performance, but they do last a very long time. So they're good for that.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've banged my index on the corner of a dresser.
Where is your dresser like near your like desk space?
No, like when I'm playing putt-putt.
Oh my god, that game brings out the worst out of me. Like my French Quebecois will come out, I'll start like I'll start swearing. It's really, and you play with people all over the world. So like I was playing with somebody that was German, that one was British, one was Mexican, and all the like the native language swear.
It just came out.
Swears were coming out.
I mean, I do swear
Funny.
sometimes in the title, like "Katsu
I just speak white.
You just speak. You mean Florida man?
Yeah, that's big
Speak
Florida.
white.
There we go.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right, so can y'all walk us through the technical setups for filming in VR?
Ooh. You want to start off with that one?
I can explain very well. So, do you want me to start off us what we do and then how the whole studio is set up?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I mean, that works.
I don't know if you guys have just listened to the podcast or have also watched it on either TikTok or on YouTube, but if you guys don't know, we use VR headsets and we're on VRChat. I'm going really at the basic, most of you probably know, but we have these headsets and we have characters that allow us to impersonate our personas. And we meet up in a studio that we build, and everything is based off Unity, which is an open source game engine that you can use just like Unreal and other Valve source. And basically we've built a room that is our studio that was started off by Conrad and then I took over. Koltyn or Sakura, in VRChat you can have a camera and a streaming camera, and using OBS we can record what that camera is seeing. And what's really cool about it is that that camera can float in the air. We don't need tripods, we don't need lighting setups or anything. So Koltyn or Sakura will actually screen record what we're doing, and they're also recording the audio, and then we mix it because VRChat has stereo channels, so we mix it into one channel, then put it back to separate. And in the VRChat camera, you can set up 3 save locations with pins. So Koltyn is able to switch between pin 1, which would be left, and then pin 2 is the center, and pin 3 would be right. So me and Fiction would be pin 1, all of the general area is 2, and then Whiplash and our guest, if there is one, would be pin 3, for example. And they're able to switch in between the recording. So in one recording, we get the video and the audio, and then after that, Koltyn will cut it up, put the bleeps if we're swearing, and if we make reference to pictures, he will add them in, and after that, we render and post. So that's pretty much
There was another thing that we added into the maps that we raised our volume so that
Yes.
yeah.
So we increased the volume. The world has an audio sphere that can mimic like karaoke worlds, kind of. So it will amplify our voices so we come out clearer. So we're not limited by distance, because in VRChat, the further you are away, the more muffled and lower their voice is. So we have...
Just like in real life.
Yeah, just like in real life. So we have sort of microphones and speakers, but they're actually invisible. They're game objects, and they just make sure that wherever corner of the room we're in, you can hear us at the same level. It's called spatial audio. So we have a way to remove spatial audio so that it's just one source.
Another thing
That's correct, right, Koltyn? Yeah, okay. I'm killing it? Okay, cool.
So another thing that we should be adding is our communication. We have a communication system in our Discord server where we have private channels with the podcasters, which will be podcaster 1, 2, and 3 channels. Each of us will be separately into them, and we mute ourselves. And people will, I know you guys don't hear it, but people do communicate with us while we're on our channels. So
those of us behind the scenes can whisper in your ear while we're filming.
Yeah.
Our videographer she likes to whisper things in my ear. She's like, 10 minutes, big boy, we're almost done.
10 minutes, big boys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she would do that to us. But she's great at what she does. So
She's good.
yeah, unfortunately she was not able to come. She was about to, but
Restrictions.
yeah, restrictions.
We'll see.
Unfortunately.
Maybe next year. We'll see.
But yeah, that's one of the other things, and
Yeah, I
that
think
communication that goes on with it.
Honestly, there's not a lot of communication going on. Most of the time, it's like, okay, watch out, you're swearing a bit too much. But I think it happened once for me, and is like most of the time it's like, hey guys, 10 minutes, because at 30 minutes we do have like a text that shows up that you guys don't see on camera that pops up to tell us, okay, we're 30 minutes into the episode, and then at 10 minutes. Sakura will go on each of our channels and just whisper, and then go back to the back room voice chat where they can talk with our podcast supported plus So if you're a podcast supporter plus, you can actually be in the recording session and you go in the back room with the video producer and editor and stuff. So you guys can talk in the background without being heard inside the recording for the podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I would say another thing that we do, I don't know if it counts as like the world, but I do talk to our lead producer, which is Kolfy over there. We talk and debate episodes for each week, and we don't try to lose much episodes. We try to cover at least a month or two as best as we can, but that's how we communicate. And then, another thing about the 30-minute mark, it also lets us know that we had to, advertise our stuff at that certain time.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah. So usually we do our mid-break where we talk about question of the week. We also talk about, I do my bit about the supporter, the $2.99 subscription, and $5.99. And for everybody out there who's supporting us, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. It really helps out build this project we're working on, and make this a big deal. Make it turn into something big, and people can relate to. People can have fun. They can laugh. They can learn life lessons. So we try to bring a bit of sunshine to everybody's day.
Now, if you guys ever want to do a podcast yourself, it's always good to have a team.
Don't stop the table. Don't pick it up.
Okay, got it. My bad. But yeah, if you guys ever want to do a podcast, take our tips and also develop a team.
Yes, because you won't be able to do it
alone.
You will burn yourself out.
Yeah, we already did it to our operations team.
Yeah,
Then
we're 22. If you guys don't, we're 22. How many are we in the team?
30.
30.
Or 30.
Colin, who was at the very
I didn't know we're 30.
It was me, you, Conrad, Fiction, and who else? It wasn't many.
At the first, it wasn't many of us. No.
No.
You're on our artist.
Jerron, he's
You're
still
on our
got.
artist, yeah. Who made the top of logo?
Oh, that's
So
right.
we there is a different departments, which is the social media department. We have the creative department. There's the podcasters, operations, production as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing one.
You're in mine. That's production.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so our next question is, how do we go about choosing our guests for the podcast? I noticed actually Creek joined us.
Yes, he was actually on the show. He was actually on the show. It was a really fun
Thank you for
episode.
coming, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was great.
And Corkycraft has actually, he's also there. He wasn't part of the episode. Andres was
Also there.
Yeah,
In
the
the
only
back.
other regulars that
Well,
joined me.
well-
Where's the jar of peanut butter?
Oh,
I thought about it. I honestly did.
I have a jar of this cookie butter.
I want to also bring
That
my
is
brag jar. I haven't
so
brought it up very
dangerous.
often, but the brag jar was another thing I thought about. But man, I spent 3 weeks getting ready for FWA. I was so busy with my business, Streams Toys. I was preparing other stuff, but I'm not going to talk about this here. Yeah.
we can point out another fun fact. When Andreas came on our show, he was technically our first 18 and plus episode.
Good job.
because there's no way you could tame that over there.
Can't tame the glorious Sarah Cream.
No, you
No.
couldn't.
No.
Can't contain that sass.
Oh, and also a big shout out to Andres. You are also going to be doing a drag queen show.
Yeah.
So if anybody that's interested in drag queens,
On Saturday. Sorry if I steal them all away from you.
that's fine.
When we're doing our AD panel, their panel starts like 30 minutes afterwards, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be
How
loud.
do we
No, it's
go about selecting our guests?
Oh, yeah.
Like ours ends 30 minutes into theirs.
You better be playing Barbie Girl.
Yeah,
Okay, so how do-
I put on this and I did it specifically for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll hear it through the wall, trust me. I'm sure it's going to be loud.
God. Here goes. Okay. So how do we select our guests actually? We usually bring up the idea of like, oh, it would be cool to have this person or this person. Then we talk about it, we debate, and usually it's just a matter of like, we don't bring up ideas for guests very often, but when we do, once everybody's okay with it, we find a date when it fits into our recording schedule, and we just bring them in. Honestly, it's not too complicated. Obviously, there's a lot of people that will like to be on the guest. Sadly, we cannot have everyone. We want to do, regular content. We don't want to have a guest like every single episode. Ideally, we try to have a guest like maybe once a month or every 5 weeks or 6 weeks. I don't know.
About once a month.
Well,
Once a month?
We're going to try to practice that more often.
So yeah, we try to find people that have influence. They have experiences or knowledge that they can share with the community. So Corgi helped out for the trans community. Craig contributed for the avatar creations. Andreas talked about the drag queen show. So it's all like everybody was bringing something to the table that we wanted to share with you guys out there.
Mhm.
So if you guys are not being selected for being a guest, please don't take it personally. It's a heartbreaking thing to do, but at some point we gotta take a decision.
But with some guests, we are not going to say anything, but we do have future guests that are going to be coming onto the show that is interested, but we need to talk to them first,
Mhm.
which me and you were going to talk about later.
I have to meet with him in person first.
Okay.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Another question.
All right. So, what are some of the challenges that come with producing a podcast in VR?
That's gonna be easy.
Not starting on time.
You want to start on that
Yeah,
one,
go ahead.
Whiplash?
Go ahead, Whiplash.
Hey, I got there for you both last time, so that's all I can say.
Your hip trackers?
Oh yeah, hip trackers. Yeah, hip trackers like to go for every single episode. It doesn't matter. Yours too.
It's
got
weird.
a puppy to wrestle with.
I'm wrestling with my puppy. He figured out how to open up the garage door, so he just walks in and steps on me.
Yeah.
And he always aims for the crotch too, so I'm like, I bend down forward.
Yeah.
The other struggle is, the face tracking and the eye tracking is really cool, but when it decides to act up, oh my god, I'm screwed. I have to fiddle with my headset. It has to be placed perfectly because my head is physically, dimensionally wise, too small for the headset. It doesn't fully rest against the side of my face. So the eye tracking is not really centered. So this is usually the issue I have.
Another issue that we all struggle with is latency.
Yeah, latency is probably the biggest.
That's why we talk over each other so much, because we'll say something, we think it ends, and then the other two people will start beginning.
Yeah.
And then we just apologize, like the Canadians.
And
right?
it becomes super awkward.
What you guys didn't know, another fun fact about us, last year we were doing a panel with the Fusionists. This is when it was just me and
You.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was me and you.
and before he was not Conrad yet. But you should have seen us when we were at FWA last year. We were nervous, and we were not used to talking to people. I answered my questions shortly. You like to answer your questions very long. You like to drag it on.
I put too much effort into it, yes.
Yeah, and so I would say after going through the podcast episodes, we are more comfortable talking, and we're not using a lot of filler words, as you guys can tell sometimes.
Yeah, no, doing
It
the
happens.
podcast.
It's a conscious effort to not use filler words. It makes it sound
That was one of our struggles when we started. It was definitely a big struggle for you when you first came on. You were very nervous.
So here's the thing, I'm comfortable speaking with people. It's just making sure I don't use filler word. That's the more difficult. It's even more difficult when you're trying to answer a complicated question or trying to give information that is very specific. And me, I do have sometimes a language barrier that makes it difficult. I mostly don't struggle with it, but if you're asking me for like certain, like if I would talk politics, I don't even know how to pronounce some of the names because not really into that stuff. But most of the stuff I know, I'm pretty okay with it.
I would say sometimes this is more of a personal struggles. Sometimes we're not okay mentally. That we go through those things sometimes.
It happens,
Very much so.
Yeah, and sometimes we do show up even when we're on our bad days. It's just what we do because we love what we're doing. We want to give you that content. And
we care about you guys because I know some of you might be expecting an episode, so we really want to put it out. So, yeah, we do struggle. For me, probably the hardest part was when my dog passed away. That was a tough one. But I was like, no, I got to do this. And it will change my mind. It'll make me think about something else. So I actually, it was hard to get into, but once I was there, I felt pretty good. So it actually helped me get through it. Actually,
another thing is that there was an episode that I was doing, and my pops passed away. So I was, powering through the emotions through an episode. That was one of my struggles at the time. You went through some struggles too.
I did. Quite a few.
But actually, you had a good one, which you can tell about, the one with your parents. That was a good one.
That was
Oh yeah, I still did it, but I was just very, very late to the recording. I finally I was at their house and spending time with them, and I don't know, something just broke in me. I finally came out to them, even at the time I was 27 years old, because as most people, especially in the furry fandom, most of our parents grew up in the 60s, 50s, 70s, depending on what age it is, and a lot of them didn't grow up with the idea of there being possible gay, like your sons or your kids being gay. And my parents, growing up with them, it was go to church every Sunday, believe in this, men, woman, marriage, dating, all that stuff. And I've been bisexual for, I can't think, 3 years now. I finally figured it out. And it finally was able to break it to them. It just came out in like a emotional like downfall, like downpour to them. And they accepted me for it. And that was probably like the most relieving thing I ever experienced in my entire life. And it made me so happy.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember when I came out to my mother, she actually asked me the question, and I felt this gigantic weight off my shoulder. I felt so much better. So yeah, I understand.
So with my mother, she accepted me too, and actually she helped form this project. She actually gave us ideas to help promote it, to market it, and all these things, because she's actually one of my biggest supporters. So I can personally thank my mom for actually pushing me and Koltyn for this project.
I will say it's funny. My parents have known about my furry like stuff for years now, and they've always like accepted it, honestly, which I'm surprised with, honestly, because the way I never told them like how explicit the fandom can be, honestly.
They don't need to know that part. That's private.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing is they just have seen it in places before.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I've been interviewed on television where I was actually on a TV show, and they asked me like, okay, so is furries about sex or is it not? Because some people say no, it's not. But I've interviewed people with dungeons, and they saw what furries walked in. So the way I really like to explain it without lying or telling the truth too much as well is I just go like, well, you know, for furries, a lot of people, there's some people, the furries is a hobby. For me, I consider it as a hobby. Some people, it's a way of living. And we also all got a sexuality. So sometimes the two circles can overlap. And that's what I explained to her, that like those furries you see at the dungeons, those are the type where the bubbles, they kind of overlap. It's not based off of that, but it does happen. Some people are curious. They want to try stuff out, and that's perfectly fine. But generally speaking, it is not. And I didn't get any shame from my local community.
It's not uncommon for many communities to coincide with, you know.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, that every community does. It's not just furries.
I mean, furries, and you like cars, so cars and furries, they go together.
Oh, I
See, a
love
bunch
cars.
of stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of leads us into what are the benefits of filming in VR?
I would say
The convenience.
the convenience. It's easier to produce something on VR because since we're all very far away, this makes it more convenient, and it's kind of original. When you think of a podcast, you don't really think of VR. So we were like, let's just do it this way, and I think it turned out really well because it's unique in its own way.
Yeah. And literally, I just put my headset and I'm in a studio. How convenient is that? I don't need to drive. We don't need to be close to each other. We don't need to move or anything. So it's very convenient, and you don't need to get ready and get like, you know, oh, I need to do my hair, get some night clothes on. You just put your headset. Nobody cares.
I know, right?
I could be naked or fully dressed up with a suit and tie. Nobody knows. So
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I do. Just sit in the nice
great.
boxers.
yeah,
That's what you do.
non-descriptive boxes.
Can't many times how many times I did an episode in my boxers.
I mean, hey, it's real.
I usually put something. It gets cold during winter.
Hey, I bet your
Believe it or
computer
not.
warms you up,
I
right?
keep the AC at 65.
Yeah.
I have to. My computer is like a hot tub as soon as it starts getting rolling in VR chat.
Watch out, because the microphone's on the table.
Put down there.
Get ready to get rid of it.
Was you got another question?
All right, so I may be asking the wrong people this. How do you go about editing the podcast and preparing it for distribution?
That's
Definitely
definitely
not us.
it's definitely
Kolfy is coming.
No, I'm grabbing this one.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Where's Coltyn at? Where'd he go to?
He snuck out.
He's grabbing a gift.
Oh, yes. There's somebody else coming here, as you guys know. Arden's going to be coming here soon.
Oh yeah, true.
All right, well, we can come back to that
I got
question.
Yeah, we'll come back to that
surprise
one.
for Arden.
So to answer that question, it's actually Koltyn who edits our video. Sometimes it's Biogodz. If you guys know Biogodz, he helps us out too. Sometimes when Koltyn's not available.
He's really adorable. He's really sweet.
Oh,
sweet.
Bio is adorable.
He's crafty too. He
Very.
made his own gaming chair out of a car seat. Got it reupholstered and everything. I'm like, dude, I'm really proud of you.
he reminds me of you. In a way.
Well, dude, I'm like a tinkerer, so seeing somebody do stuff like that, I'm like, dude, post it on my Discord, like, show your progress, show your projects, what you're working on. I think it's super
I thought it
cool.
was pretty cool too. He showed
Yeah.
me that picture.
Yeah. Azu actually, he made Blue. He actually made our badges for us with this. He has a bamboo
he
carbon X1, and he made these for us. I'm like, wow, that's super sweet.
Yeah.
He didn't ask anything. He just like, I'll make it for free.
Yeah, it was very cool that he made that for the team as well.
But yeah, usually it's our editing team, so that does that.
All right. So what platforms do you use to distribute a podcast, and how do you measure its success?
Oh, there is many social media platforms that we use. The one there is YouTube. We use Spotify, any type of audio platform, Amazon Music as well.
All of them.
Yeah,
all
TikTok.
the audio. Oh yeah, all the audio streaming platforms. We use there's a company where you put your audio and it uploads everywhere to all the different companies. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, Music Prime, whatever. And we also upload on YouTube and TikTok, so those are done individually. So YouTube, I think it's Coltyn that handles that part.
Mm-hmm.
And TikTok, we have a group of editors. We have Lewis and we have Azu sometimes who does edits. Mm-hmm. And Coltyn does edits as well, and they have access to all the files are being put in our Google Drive. Mm-hmm. And then we have a community, who does the upload on TikTok?
That would...
What?
Nobody right now.
Oh, nobody right now? Okay, so I used to upload... Coltyn uploads so the videos that are in the buffer for ready to be uploaded on TikTok, Coltyn uploads some of them. I have done it a few times. I know Andreas has done it in the past as well. We had a fourth person, but he's not here, or is he still on the team, or is not? No, he left the team. Okay.
For personal reason.
Personal reason. Left the team for personal reason. Yeah. Because we can only have volunteers. We cannot really pay anyone. We're not getting money or anything. It's all volunteer based.
Yes,
for the time being.
We also have new people on the team, which is we also have a music department team now.
Yeah.
We have a music composer, which is Lord. Where's Lord?
He's right there.
He's there.
Adorable.
And we also have Windchime, who helps you out with the music, which I still need to talk to you more about.
Windchime is not here today. Right?
Xavier is our DJ, and he makes DJ music for us.
Yeah.
Is he not here?
He was here earlier.
Yeah, he was.
He's going to be taking care of the Top Dogs community chill out, which is going to be at my room tomorrow. I haven't booked in, signed in yet, checked in. Wow, struggle. I haven't picked up my room yet. I'm only getting it tomorrow, so I don't have the room number yet. It's going to be posted on our Twitter. It's going to be posted on our community Discord and Telegram group. We might hand out cards as well, so stay posted. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. How has the furry community responded to the podcast, and what kind of feedback have each of you received?
We have some interesting feedback sometimes, but like if we notice a short YouTube video went well, it's we get positive compliments, but we do love the haters sometimes, especially kids.
I've been getting great feedback, honestly. Sometimes I'm hanging out in VRchat. There's a lot of people that walk up and be like, "Oh my god, I've been wanting to see you." I'm like, "Hi, how's it going?" So
it works.
So it's fun. It's been very positive.
Yeah,
it's fun to see that we are inspiring people. I have actually people that reached out personally and sent me a message. Oh no, that was one of my TikTok videos that didn't necessarily have to do with the podcast, but they knew about the podcast as well. And I've received some messages, people that said, look, I really connected with this episode. It really helped me out. I've shared with the team, I've received personal comments concerning one of the episodes we did about self-esteem. The episode about self-esteem is probably the one we got the most positive feedback. I personally got 2 or maybe 3. Some people are just like, oh, hanging out on VRchat. Oh, I listened to it. It was great. Some people actually wrote. So it's really fun.
It was.
It fuels me completely.
It's nice that we sometimes get compliments, from people that would be like, "You guys really helped me out with my day." We get comments like that all the time, and we make people laugh when they're having their worst days. So we appreciate those comments.
And being able to put smile on people's faces is one of the reasons I enjoyed this podcast. This is why I like fursuiting in public. This is why I come from a cosplay background. So me making people smile and laugh and have a good time, I love doing it. I don't care if I fall, I tripped, I hurt myself. If it made somebody laugh, mission accomplished. I'm good. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if I get hurt.
Like when you fell. I'm trying
like I fell. That was a good one.
To be honest, that is the way. Like doing all this, I just enjoy making people happy. I don't really care about anything that may come from like making money off it, because I don't care about that at all. It's all about making people smile and making people have a better day. If their day is bad, or as Stream said earlier, learning from what we can create or show to you guys. To me, that's more important than anything else. It's just to make everyone happy, if we can.
Yeah. That's it. I got a small story for feedback, which is actually kind of how I started here. So I was friends with Koltyn in Fiction, and I'm just an avid podcast listener. After FWA the previous year, I was like, let's listen. The music is kind of loud. The music is very loud. Hey, Koltyn, turn the music down. Also, he's like, hey, do you want to join the podcast? I'm like, sure, fuck it, I guess. And I think that's kind of similar to how Kit became part of our community manager too, pretty much.
Yeah,
just big part of the community, and he's like, I'll help out even more.
So Arden just walked in here.
Hello, Arden. How you doing, Arden?
He was one of our guests.
Oh, how you doing?
You brought some drinks.
I did.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's one's for me?
Hmm?
Or everybody has a different...
Oh
no way.
Are you kidding me?
You guys, you made a different drink for every one of us.
I'm the drippy boy. Okay.
That is fucking awesome.
You can just
ArcaDad?
slide right here.
Fictitious.
You're working it for sure.
Fictitious grumpy.
There we go.
That's cool.
I think he faked
He will slide it this
And a
way.
double
I'll
A double... What was... What?
yeah, double
was mine?
whiplash.
classic ArcaDad.
Classic ArcaDad. Okay.
Yeah, that's very.
I got your bottle of Seltzweiser, which is a whiskey with maple syrup in it. It's only you can only get it in Canada. I want to see what you'll come up with. I'll bring it to you tomorrow. All right. Well, so thank you guys so much. We'll keep answering questions, but we'll cheer to that.
We'll cheer to that.
Everyone.
Cheer for the
Thank you guys.
support, guys.
All your supporters, Supporter Plus or Supporter Plus, and even if you're not a supporter, just listening to us, thank you so much. We really
you, guys.
appreciate it.
Wait, I got it. Let's do a toast. I will not try to smack you as much.
Right. Try not to smack you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Look in the eyes with 7 years of bad sex if you don't.
7 years of bad sex. That's already happened.
Cheers now. Oh, it is citrusy.
Ooh,
You actually
nailed it.
listened.
Oh, that's really good.
Drippy boy.
He's a drippy.
You nailed
So
it.
you two, both of yours are layered, so there's a different experience between the layers.
Oh, really?
That's
Or you can mix them.
It has complexity, I can tell you.
Sweeten by mixing the bottom and getting the sour cherry credit.
It tastes so good.
It's really good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It's totally
Non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic
Just
at a
point
furry
that out.
fandom. At a furry fandom, yeah.
Wink, wink. What? I didn't say anything.
What? Y'all guys didn't hear
I
that.
gotta get back into my drink.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Arden. That's really
Thank
sweet.
you.
Thank you, Arden.
First
Thank
one
you,
is
Arden. So
goddamn
if you guys-
adorable.
So if you guys check out Arden on TikTok, he makes some amazing drinks. So yeah.
Or Twitter if you don't follow him.
Yes,
Arden, I don't know if we see you on the GoPro. Just come behind and just say hi to the camera. Come here. Big floofy. Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Screen cap the camera over there and this one there.
Yeah.
Look at the camera over there. This one to the left.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thumbnail.
That's a screenshot right there. Thumbnail.
Thank you, Arden.
Thank you, Arden.
Hey, guys.
Oh my
See you
god.
later, though.
It's awkward for me to give hugs with this thing. It does have mobility, but not 100%. Probably like 75%. Not bad.
That's good.
So yeah,
That is
going
awesome.
back to that last question though, Kolfy mentioned that you guys were so great to me when I was a community member. When I was just a listener, I actually lost my husband, and you guys asked me to come on the show, and you were so great to me. I was like, I've got to give back to these people, and here I am now, part of the team.
And he's been an excellent team member.
I'm so glad to be part of this team.
I can't even imagine what you're going through.
Oh, if I do want to say this, if there is people interested on the team, you can look at more into it on our on the cards. There's a QR code on there, so if you guys are interested, you can look at the spots that we need. So if you guys want to do it, let us know, and we'll reach out to you as best as we can.
That's pretty good though. It's really good. I'm really happy.
Is it good?
Whiplash?
Oh, you already drank it all?
Dude, I'm taking my
totally
play with this.
Totally not at all. Totally not.
Yeah,
God,
that
I haven't
was.
eaten
It was.
since noon.
it was dark time for you, and and I was like, you know what? I saw you talking about it on our server, and I was like, I reached out to Coltyn. I was like, let's bring him on the show, and we did. So because we were talking about loss.
Yeah, honestly, it made a huge difference to me.
It made you happy when I threw him up in the air too.
Oh yeah.
You actually covered your face.
Yes.
But honestly, like I just imagine me losing my husband, and I would freak out. Honestly, like, oh my god, I don't know what I would do. I love you so much. Je t'aime, mon amour. That's the most gorgeous smile ever.
You both were too adorable.
Thank you.
I know.
So how long? Actually, personal question. How long have you and your husband been together?
We've been together for 10 years and married for 5. We've been through our fair share. Thank you. We had our fair share of fights and arguments, but again, a couple doesn't fight, something is wrong, because every time you're having an argument, you're actually figuring stuff out about each other, and you're learning to make concessions, trying to find a middle ground to everything. And every fight that you go through makes your couple and your relationship stronger. So it's okay to have fight. Don't fear fights. Be open-minded. Communicate. Even if you don't feel like it feels like it's not the right moment, do it. And honestly, I almost lost my relationship because of that. And I'm glad my husband put me at the edge, I don't know if that translates well, but at the edge of the precipice is like, okay, you got to do something now because it's going to go south if nothing happens. Mm-hmm. So I've actually consulted, and I figured out so much stuff, and it made our relationship so much better since then. Mm-hmm. He's consulting too. Like, everybody's doing effort. Everybody's making effort. He's making efforts on his end. I'm making efforts. It's a balance. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, and it will never be a 1-to-1 ratio. Sometimes it will be more him, sometimes it will be more me, but it's balancing things out and making it work. So the perfect person out there doesn't exist. There's nobody that is perfect. There's always going to be pros and cons, and you got to outweigh which one is heavier. And if you can, try to take the cons and so this funny thing, I talked to my mother this morning. She was like, I told her, like, okay, there's certain cons about a certain person, but if you can turn these cons into a joke, it can be really funny. Like my husband, he likes to not hang the towels after he uses them on the shower. He leaves them on the floor. So I'm like, can you put the goddamn towel on the hooks? And he goes, well, I thought that's what you wanted, and then throws the towel on the floor. I'm like, god damn it. So he turns it into a joke. So you know what? I find it cute and adorable now. And I'm not even pissed off when I see towels on the floor, because I know there's an opportunity for us to laugh together. So take that as an example.
I know me and my boyfriend, he's not unfortunately not here. He's focused on college. He drives me crazy sometimes. You know what I mean?
In a good way.
Yeah. Well,
no? Uh-oh.
You know how many Gucci purses he buys?
I have no idea.
He has 12.
Oh, also, my husband was on the show as a guest, and your boyfriend was on the show as well.
Yeah, he was on the Valentine's episode, if you guys want to see that.
That was great. That was a great episode. I loved it.
And I'm single.
It's okay.
I choose that way, though. That's fine. I choose that way.
Yeah.
So I've got one last question, and then we'll field a few questions from our audience here. So can you talk about some of the technical or creative difficulties that we've had while producing the show, and how did we get through them?
Okay, the fun ways.
Kolfy wants to answer. Hold on.
Devan, take a knee. The hardest difficulty is figuring out what these boys are going to say and what topics to give them, because I write majority of the scripts with this one right here, but figuring out what the hell I'm going to pretty much ask them without being on camera is maybe the hardest task ever.
You get on to me a lot.
I'd say a lot.
Dude, I just dropped me a project, a topic. I'll talk about it for an hour, but I try to give time to other people.
Yeah, it was like that way. But I would say you being late sometimes is a big one.
I blame Andres.
Yeah, it's starting to get on my nerves sometimes on Flash. You need to get more on time.
Last time I was there before both of you even got
there. Yes, I do. I do actually like. Good job. You're there on time.
And we were all very proud.
Yeah, I tend to be more late lately on the recordings. That's my fault. It's because I'm playing a drama play locally. I'm doing a play. It's really funny. It's in French, sadly, so you guys probably won't. Anyways, so I do arrive pretty short on time. I show up, it's already 9 o'clock. I haven't geared up. I haven't started my bajillion software because I'm wireless. I got face tracking. I got to boot up a OBR toolkit to have my script in front of me. You guys don't see it, but I have the show notes showing up in front of me right next to the camera, so I can actually keep track of what we're talking about.
I mean, to be fair, I will say this. I blame my lateness on my mom because as a kid, she would tell me to call someone that maybe a friend or relative. She would tell me to say that we're on the way and we haven't left the house.
Oh my god, that's my aunt that does that.
So I kind of have like that lateness from my mom and like spinning habits for car parts. So that's not good.
It's still fun to record with you nonetheless.
Yes. Absolutely. I am trying my best to make it on time.
Yeah.
Would you say that's
Whataburger the other night was being a pain in the butt, though. I was trying to get there. I still got there at least.
Yeah, you did. You actually got here early.
That night where you were very late and you were with your parents, I was really getting like irritated.
Yeah, but we
I was
didn't
getting
know.
mad. And then you told me what happened. I'm like, I felt
okay.
bad. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I felt like a dick.
So anyway,
I think we've got time for this last question. Do you have any tips or advice for anyone looking to start their own podcast in VRchat?
it's a process, and take it slow, because these things you can get the best equipment and the best quality of things, but it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing during the show. If you don't have a team to help you out, you don't plan things accordingly, it will fall apart.
Yeah, it will. It's really easy to overwork yourself. So build a team. Take your time. It will. So my grandfather always told me, like, if you're gonna be doing something, do it well one time instead of having to start over. So build a team. Take time. Set yourself time limits and try to figure out what you need. Talk to your friends, ask for help. And when you think you have something that makes kind of sense, then go for it. Because if you burn yourself out, you'll have a horrible experience for a first podcast and you will never want to do it again. So take your time, go for it. It's a fun adventure. It's not always easy. It requires time, commitment. You need to be a man of your word too, because so when you're committing to something, you have to do it. Like, that's the one thing I was really worried when Fiction asked me to join the podcast is I'm a very busy person. I got my hobbies, I got my husband, my house, my friends, my dog that I'm training, my job. So like trying to fit that in was like really difficult. So, but I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to commit and fully commit to it. I put it on my schedule. My husband knows about it. I know about it. My family knows about it. So it's really easy, but set time accordingly. Use your time schedule. It's like your calendar on your phone. It's a really powerful tool. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Set up meetings too. If you're going to be building something, speak with your team, have regular meetings, figuring out what's going on, because communication, not only is it important in a relationship, but it's important with your friends, and it's important when you're starting a business or a podcast or a show, whatever. It requires a lot of communication. We do it once a month, but we could probably do it like every 2 weeks, and I think that would make a lot of sense still.
I will say, ever since we have started this, I've had, I think, 2 or 3 people who came up to me who have been actually, trying to think of the word now, brains went dead. They have been inspired by us to actually try to start their own podcast on VR, which I'm happy with. I hope
They've been inspired?
Yeah, they've been inspired by us.
Inspired. Inspired. Like, who gets inspired?
Inspired.
Himbo brain.
There's your himbo.
There you go. You got it. That's where
I was
they
expecting Whiplash to do it, though.
They got inspired to start. Well, you know what? That's a good thing. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for them, and I try to give them some tips and pointers that they can actually take from us to actually, hopefully, maybe grow their own podcast.
Yeah,
because it's always about trying to.
Don't touch your hands. Don't tap the table.
It is. I haven't ate since like 10 a.m.
Hey, what about the 6-to-1 rule? 2 meals. You have to eat those 2 meals. Drinks don't count.
Yeah, so yeah, 6. So
6-2-1 rule.
6 hours sleep, 2 eats, 2 eating,
2 meals. Not drinks. 2
and
meals.
it's one shower, but to be fair, if you're shooting or
Probably
like sitting or raving, just take more than 2 showers.
Ask your friends.
Or if you're working out like me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ask
I've
your
already taken
friends.
2 showers today.
Am I smelly? Yes. Okay, I'll go take a shower. I'll be right back. What's the big deal out of that? Be self-conscious. There's a lot of people here, and I'm already smelling stuff already. We're only Thursday. So be careful, guys, please.
Please. I smell like Old Spice. I'm happy with that.
Oh, if you're into that, good for you. But generally speaking, better play safe than sorry.
Yeah, very much.
Very much so.
What would you want to?
Yeah, questions.
Yeah, so let's take some questions from the audience now.
Justin, he's one of our supporter plus, by the way. Thank you, Justin. We appreciate it.
For that.
I got a good question now. How long did you get your fursuits? Because I'm about to get mine tomorrow.
Oh, fursuits. So we all got a different story. Who do you want to answer first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So my fursuit, I actually made it 12 years ago. This is my first fursuit that I made. It's old. It's getting old. It works, but it's okay. I've made my husband's fursuit, which is way better than mine. I'm actually jealous of his. It took me about 120 hours to do yourself. It's a lot of work. Half of it is hand stitched. The other half is machine stitched. So it takes. That's the GoPro that just died. So yeah, I made mine myself, and it takes a lot of time, but be patient. And when I was losing motivation to work on it, I would watch convention montage video, and that would get me cranked up to go to cons, and I would start working on them again.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Now, I will say this
Table.
Table.
So look, I haven't ate. This was.
You want me to hold your hand?
Go ahead.
Look, this was delicious, but I engulfed it like it was a normal water bottle. So this is my second boy, actually. This is Whiplash 2.0. My first one I got from a local suit maker. She had her own life, right? And suit making was just a hobby for her. So that one took me 2 years. I don't have it. Don't have it here, but I still have it on my dresser because, of course, this is my first one. He's more cartoonish. This one is more, if you can see, seductive, to be fair. But this one fits me a lot more than the first one did. But this one took 6 months to make from start to beginning. Now, getting a fursuit done is not cheap, which everyone knows that. This one was...
The prices have increased quite a bit, too.
Yeah.
And I got this one done...
Back then it was 1.5 to 2.5K. Now it's more than that.
I got this one done in November of 21.
Oh,
That's when I finally got her, or got him. And...
Wow.
Her?
That boy needs some meals.
I need some water. But no, I got him back in November 21, and he was about $4,900, all the extra stuff I got. But I enjoy wearing him and making videos and just wearing him around at cons. Like, I will be in full suiting tomorrow, so if you ever see me tomorrow, come and give me a pic. Come up and get a picture of me. I will not mind that at all.
Yeah. I'll be in person too. I'm the guy with the prosthetic arm. He'll probably recognize me. I have flashlights.
Yes.
One with the best.
Yeah.
I got this. This is my first fursuit, and I got this a few years back from Further Wind Studios, which is the owner of Anoush. Fun. Yes.
Anoush, yeah.
So yeah, interesting fact. Stream's husband knows the creator of my fursuit.
I know her too.
Yeah, you do.
I've actually organized events in Quebec, and she was there.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Dang. But yeah, she made this suit. It took me actually longer to get this one. It took me. I had to wait 3 years to get mine.
Oh, usually she's really quick.
She never, when she was doing it, she wasn't closing commissions, so she was taking them all.
Oh,
yeah. So I had to wait 3 years to get mine, but it was totally worth the wait because she did a good job. She's always been good to me when I was asking her questions and seeing the progress of it. And if you guys ever want to,
from the moment she's like, okay, I'm starting your fursuit head and I'm delivering, how much time did that took?
It actually went pretty fast. When she was done with it, it took a week to get here.
Oh my god. Well, no, the making time. What was the making time? Yeah. The shipping, we don't care.
Oh, the making time? Oh, she did it.
Nobody gives a shit about shipping. How much time from the start to beginning?
She got it done in 3 days.
What? Oh my god.
You kid.
She did a fursuit head in 3 days.
She had a team with her.
I mean, it's like mine.
Oh my god. She's amazing.
Also, I will say this: if you do like mine too, mine is made by Rich Costumes. And Saturday, I actually am doing a photo shoot with all my fursuit siblings. So if you wanted to see more besides just what a wolf looks like from her, we will be on the 10th floor Saturday evening, taking pictures together. But she makes cute ones. She made an otter. I actually saw him earlier before I came here. But yeah.
We could probably take in one more question because we do have 5 minutes.
Does anyone else have a question?
Food.
No questions.
No question. Okay.
That means we were pretty thorough. That's a good thing, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you guys coming out here to listen to us. Again, there's going to be another panel later. It's going to be
Saturday.
Saturday. Yep. Saturday. What time?
And it's an AD panel, so anything and everything goes.
Yeah, okay, I got your picture. But yes, thank you guys for coming by. We'll see you guys Saturday.
Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Community party.
Oh yeah, we also have a community party Friday.
No, yeah, which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So the community party is going to be tomorrow at 8. What time is it?
Yeah, 8 p.m. probably. I mean, you're Eastern time zone.
Yeah, it's yeah. So it's at 8 p.m. Wow, the calendar shows up way better. It looks like a Pip-Boy. It's really cool. So it's at 8 p.m. And the Roughen It Up is at 10 o'clock. So I'm actually having a party at my room that starts at 9. I'm going to leave at 10 to go to the recording. My husband's going to handle the party. And after that, I'm going to come back and join the party. Have a good time.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to be coming.
Yeah. And that's a wrap, everybody.
Thank you guys for coming.
Oh my God, where are we putting this fucking drink?
You want to do like
give her a read out?
Yes.
No,
right,
like.
definitely.